I going live? Okay, let me just let some people get in here. Hi, y'all. I know this is the spirit of a moment type of thing. And I had every intentions on coming on here and talking about transitioning from Christianity to spirituality. But clearly, spirit has me going a different direction. So let me give some people a couple more minutes to come on in here. If you're coming in the chat, let me just type your name in the chat. Let me know you're here. Just let me know you're here. If you're just coming in, just type your name in the chat and let me know you're here. How y'all doing tonight? Or this morning? Hey, Chris, how are you tonight? How you feeling? I was just saying that I had every intention on coming on here and talking about transitioning from Christianity to spirituality, some things that Spirit has been talking to me about and just implementing into me, and to kind of share with some of the people that comes on here to view everything. Oh, you at work? Okay. Well, if you can listen in, just stay tuned. I'm trying to give some people some more time to come on in here. And I am doing well. I won't complain. Thanks for asking. Let me give some people a little bit more time to come on in. If you're just coming in, just type your name down and let us know you're here. Hey, Pure Gold. How are you doing, Queen? Is it Queen? Let me know. But I am well and I will not complain. I missed you guys. I've been away too long. So I had to come on and do a live. I was just stating to Chris that when I first started the video, I had every intention on coming on and doing, talking about transitioning from Christianity to spirituality. But Spirit has me going a different direction. So I'm just trying to give people a little bit more time to come on in, because I know I'm on the East Coast and it's after midnight. So I don't know who's up with us. Hopefully we get more people in here. How are you? All right. I didn't want to upload a video. I was thinking about doing that as well. And but I like the interaction. I like the interaction with you guys. Oh, I'm glad. I'm glad you caught it too. That's good. I am glad you're doing well. And I also want to thank everybody that's been getting products. I wanted to let you guys know to continue to use the Etsy, and it should be I'm going to put it in the description box later after I finish this one, but I have it in all the other description boxes. Continue to use Etsy. Something's going on with the Square when it comes to the products and shipping, but you can order your readings on there. Something's going on with the psychic readings. So the only one that's going through is the deceased loved one readings, but everybody knows just to contact me by email, Ms. Royal at MsRoyalTheDivineOracle.com. You can email me there, or you can straight just email me for whatever, if you have business cards, stuff like that, whatever you want to do, you can get to me if you need just the regular psychic reading. And the deceased loved one readings are going fine through Etsy, but there's something going on with my the psychic readings. But the deceased loved one readings is going through fine on Square. Let me see. I'm so glad you came on, because I haven't really what you said about speaking in tongues. Plus, you came on right after 11:11. Oh, wow. Yes. Wow. Well, um, with tongues, we're going to talk about that too. But I've been missing you guys. I've been away. I haven't done a video in a month, and that is all on me, guys. Just dealing with stuff and trying to get things done. I'm trying to move and stuff like that. So it's been just a little crazy, but it's no excuse. Sometimes I just be up reading and stuff like that when I could just clearly be doing a video and talking to you guys and doing some of the things, some of the downloads that the mother has been giving unto me. But people gonna come on in, but I'm gonna jump right into it, guys. I wanted to talk about transitioning from Christianity to spirituality, but as I told you guys before, spirit just has me going in a whole different direction. And the reason why is because it's been in my spirit to talk to some of the people about when you are a spiritualist, when you have fully claimed and accepted yourself for who you are as a spiritualist. We are still people, but we have taken on our godship. We have actually embraced our godship. And so we understand that we are gods. And it was a Bible scripture that says that too. Have not I called thee gods? And let me tell you why. Everyone comes here and they have particular gifts, and not everyone's gifts are the same. I tapped in really young, even though my parents was indoctrinated in the Christianity, and I still knew that I was different because I dreamed dreams very early and things happened just like I dreamed them. I could say things and it would happen just like I said. It was little things like that let me know that I was different. I was in elementary school, still having sneak dreams about people and stuff like that. So when you're, yes, please do, sweetie, please do. And when you're young and you don't have people to kind of curve you in certain things, it's a little difficult because you're different. And if you're empath at a very young age and you're taking on people's, or you're reading auras, you're reading energies, you're just, and you're not being groomed in that area to understand what these things are and these gifts. It puts you in a place where you not isolate yourself, but you don't want to get too close to people because of the simple fact that they already feel you're weird in the first place, but you don't want to feel even more awkward. So, a lot of us are introverts. We like to stay to ourselves. We like to be to ourselves. We don't, we'll go to something, but when we're ready to go, we're ready to go. So it's not anti-social where you just don't want to be bothered by nobody. You want to talk to nobody, none of that stuff. But it is introvertive. I mean, we can communicate without communicating. See, people get that twisted with being anti-social. If you just want to cut everybody out, you just want to be by yourself, you just stay by yourself, you can stay in your room for 10,000 hours and don't want to talk to nobody. People come to your house, you don't want to come out your room. That's anti-social. However, introverted, you can still connect and still be disconnected at the same time because you stay to yourself. And you got your opinions, but you keep it to yourself. Some stuff like that. And just growing up like that, you got family. They think that you just don't want to interact with them. But a lot of times when you see negative energy, you don't want to be bothered with that stuff anyway. So they're going to take on as you're being antisocial in the first place because you just don't like negative energy. And a lot of people don't understand that. They don't understand that it's not that you're antisocial. You just see things that other people can't see. I put it that way. And you don't like that confrontational or type of vibe or aura, whatever the case may be. And you just want to stay to yourself. But with my mom, she was more so like you know, into the Christianity. And I think I was a teenager, and I just didn't want to go to church no more. And she was like, well, you old enough now to know we go to church every single Sunday, and I'm not going to wake you up anymore and try to make you go. If you don't get up, then you just stay home. So I was glad she said that. I stayed home plenty Sundays because I did not want to go. However, it's because you see a lot more when your first eye, your third eye is wide open, and you see a lot of stuff go on in these different places, and it's hard for you to be a part of stuff that you see a lot of things going on. Not that we are perfect as spiritualists. We're not perfect by any means. However, when you get to a certain level in it, you actually take hold of that. You grasp that you're not perfect. You know that there's things that you need to try to perfect. When you are a spiritualist, and listen, y'all, when it talks about have not I called thee gods, listen, everyone, again, has their gifts. Everyone has a particular, how they call it, that sixth sense, that fifth sense, whatever you want to call it. Everyone has it, but there's some that prefer to tap into it and gravitate and grab hold to it and try to see why they're so different. There are some that would they don't want to see what they see. They do not want to engage in that. And so those are the ones that come to us to see for them. And you can tap in yourself, but a lot of people don't want to tap in. They want to get that help from others. But we as spiritualists, we are still human. There's a part of us that are still human, even in the godship. Okay. So when I was a head prophet in Christianity, my phone used to ring 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock sometimes in the morning, right by my bedside. It just used to ring. People calling me about their dreams, calling me about a vision, calling me about certain things going on into the ministry. They want to know about this. They want to know what. So I'm waking up out my sleep, eyes off, hello? Are you serious? You see what time it is? People do the same thing with spiritualists. They come to us and they want to know if we see everything. That takes and is acquired a certain type of energy. And you can't just call somebody right off the bat and say, can you see this? Don't do that. That's disrespectful to spirit, and it's disrespectful to that spiritualist. Don't let anybody put you in that type of headspace to make you think you have to see this at this time and right now. Don't let nobody do that to you. And again, it's a part of growing, because when people are still going through their growing phases, when it comes to that, you understand that we still have a part of us that are human as well. We still have a part of us that needs that respect of boundaries, you see, because you put a lot of force on a person's spiritual, a spiritualist, when you ask them to just, can you do this? Can you do that? Can you see this? Can you see that? It does a lot. It takes a lot of energy for us to do that. And like I said, some people do have gifts. They're just afraid to tap into those things. No, it's not no joke. It's really not. Chris, it's not no joke. And the thing about it is, it's a lot. It's almost still the same now. Like, I have clients now. I love them. They are very respectful. I don't get the late night calls like I did when I was in as a prophetess, head prophet in the ministry. I don't get phone calls like that with my clients now. However, they take a different type of approach and respect for you. You know, when they're grown, when they reach a certain level of growth, I'll put it that way. Because when you got a baby, you know, spirit, you know, they're just getting into spirituality. They're a little bit more, you know, it's like this. But I don't do that. I don't cradle anyone. What I do is when I see that there is a place where you need a little bit of help at, and the spirit leads me. I am a very big, y'all, I'm gonna let y'all know this about me. I am spirit led. I am the type of person that I'll tell you, I'll call you back and go and consult with spirit before I give you any advice. Or while I'm sitting there talking to you, spirit can come in and spirit will begin to give me things pertaining to your situation and your circumstance. And that's how because when after midnight, I'm flowing. You see, I start flowing after midnight. It's like my spirit is wide awake because look at me now, I'm on here and it's almost 1:00 a.m. You see, but I love this stuff and I love these hours as well. So when I'm getting people coming in, it is training for real. And most folks don't get it in the church. Yeah, you are so right, Chris. You're so right. And that's why, you know, to be honest, I was led to go differently from talking about transitioning from Christianity into spirituality. The first thing I'm going to tell you is this. I will tap on this. Take a chill pill. When I went on a sabbatical from Christian ministry, I went on a straight sabbatical. Straight sabbatical. That's the first thing you need to do. Stay away from any and everything and start to see where you gravitate to. A lot of times, people don't want to face what they gravitate to. Let me tell you something. I can go to a graveyard and be very, very, very comfortable. To the point where I'll grab a blanket, I can sit down, I can be real comfortable in the graveyard. There's some people, they go to a graveyard and they're ready to get the heck out of there. You know why? Because either you don't supposed to be in there or you're afraid. You're afraid. So those are the two things. But everybody is not equipped to just go and feel comfortable in the graveyard. I love going by the water. So I know the graveyard, the water, that the earth, the water, and I love fire. I love fire. Air, you know, getting there. But I love going by the water and sitting by the water. When you coming out of Christianity, go and sit down by the water. Go sit in the park. Just take some time for self. I'm telling you. Because there's so much that goes on in there that when you come out of it, you have that mindset for a very, very, very long time. You don't just jump into spirituality like that. You have to take a chill pill. I'm serious. Sit back and see where you're going. Yes, I love the ocean too. And I hadn't went for a long time, but my kids and we went to the beach just the other day and it was so beautiful, so peaceful. You connect. See, when people go to the ocean, first of all, I believe in water deities. I love water deities, Mami Wata, Yamoja, or Oshun, you know, Oya has a river as well. I love water. So when you are coming and transitioning out of that sector, you must take time for self and disconnect. That's the first and the most important thing to do. When I went on sabbatical, it was sabbatical time. And I wasn't talking to anybody because, you know, people will try to distort your perception. You see, And so you have to take that time. 1 second. Let me see what's going on in the chat. Yes. That's a good point. They do tell us about the dark. And I want to touch on that. The dark does not mean evil, but that's what they have taught us. That's what we have been taught. That's what we believe. Dark and black is supposed to be evil or dark, and it is not. It is just as it is, dark. It's just dark. It's not evil. There is a big difference. But that's why we have to, when we're transitioning, we have to clear our heads of everything that we've been taught, everything that we have been told, that this is this and this is that. We have to clear our mindsets from all of that. Let me tell you something. There's darkness and there's light. And my 13-year-old son said, if there's not balance, the universe isn't satisfied. 13. And I said, oh, well, son, what you mean? He said, because you can't be too light and you can't be too dark. You have to be able to do this. That's where yin and yang comes from. You see? And in that darkness, you got a little bit of light. And in that big light, you got a little bit of darkness. You need both. How can you go through life thinking you only can be only light? But let me tell you something. As soon as somebody says something to you that you don't agree with, you're going off. So is that light, or are you going to turn the other cheek, like they say, and just let them talk and say whatever they got to say, or you going to pop off? A lot of people that tries to, they try to block that. Those are the ones that end up lashing out at you. I was listening to one of my peoples on YouTube, and she was a spiritualist, and she was talking, and she was dropping these gems. Okay. Some people don't got no balance. She was dropping gems, and there was someone from the Christian sector came right on there from Christendom and start bashing her. And see, we don't go to their channels and do that. We don't do that. We don't go to their channels and do that. They come to our channels and do that. And that becomes a problem, because it's like this. You throwing stuff out here through the internet, through these waves, these currents. You throwing stuff out there and it's not right. But some people don't have no balance. Yes, that's a good thing. I go in all the time, even when I'm even communing with my ancestors or just speaking the spirit. And I do ask for a lot of forgiveness for the ignorance, because, a lot of us have been set back years and years because we have been ignorant, because we have not embraced who we completely are as a people. And so we have put back years. And Spirit was just tonight, Spirit was getting on me, because Spirit was talking about how we ourselves can hold back things, our blessings, you see, because of our own decision making. We get out here and we make these bad decisions that we knew wasn't right with Spirit in the first place. But we got out here and we do this. And then we say, well, why did this happen? Or why did God has made this, let this happen? You made that decision, because we can get signs from here to there. And it's our choice to do some of the things that we end up doing. And then when we set ourselves back for years and years and years, it's only us that we have to look at and see. Because, see, there's a reason you made that decision. Where was your mind at? Where was your head at? Where was your heart at? Did you seek counsel? Did you seek counsel? And a lot of us, we haven't seek counsel. And we just go out and do things. And then when it doesn't turn out the way we like, then we say, well, it's somebody else's fault. No, take responsibility for yourself and your own actions. And that's the thing. When my soul contract called me out of Christendom, that's the one thing that I realized when I was on sabbatical. I'm not going to put everything on Yeshua when I'm the one that's here, and I need greater works shall you do, because I go to the Father. So that means I am in charge of my own decision making. And so if I'm going to go do something, I'm going to seek counsel. I don't got no problem going in and just listening with spirit. A lot of us do a lot of talking, but we don't do no listening. Be slow to speak and quick to hear, because that's the only way you're going to get instructions. You're going to get instructions by hearing and looking at the signs. You see, they got us fooled when they said a rebellious nation shall ask for a sign. No. You're supposed to ask for a sign, because that's how we learn things. The natives always looked for signs for everything. Whether it was crows, birds, eagle, a feather fell, whatever it was signs. And that's how we communicate with nature and the universe. We have to get in tune back as one with nature, with the universe. So see, in my Godship, I look at myself as one with the universe, no greater than, no less than, but one with the universe. You see? Because when you do that, trust me, you make less bad decisions when you begin to do that. And when you can't hear anything, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. So basically, that's one. Two, when you don't hear anything, that's when spirit is the closest. The supreme, the all, is the closest to you, waiting to see what you're going to do with that decision, what you're going to do with that situation. Give me a second, guys. Let me see if something else in the comment. Okay. No, they're not looking down the smile. Let me tell you, this is another thing Spirit was dealing with me on tonight, because we get it twisted when we think, oh, if I live a good life, I'm going to go to heaven. And if I do all kind of stuff, I'm just going to be in hell and this and that. Let me tell you something. As in life, so in death. As in life, so in death. If you were a low down, dirty skeezer here, on the other side, you're going to still be that way. Because we come back here over and over, recycling ourselves until we get it right. We must get to this is earth, is where we come to learn lessons. We come here to learn things. And when you don't learn that lesson, guess what? You come back here. If you pass on, you come back here. It is for you to learn that same lesson amongst others. So if you're doing all kind of stuff here to get anything you want, and it doesn't matter how you get it, you're going to be like that on that side too. We are gods, so we are creators. What that means is you create your own heaven and your own hell right here. In order for heaven to exist outside of you, it must first exist within inside of you. And what is heaven? Higher self. Your higher self. Because when you are operating in the lower self, I'm pretty sure you're doing lower self things. Let's put it that way. I'm sure you're doing lower self things if you're living in the lower self. And so you're going, because we are creators, you're going to get results from living in that lower nature. And when you are God-minded and you are thinking God-like, and you see yourself as a god or goddess, then you are going to carry yourself accordingly. And you're going to see results from that. Doesn't mean we don't make mistakes. Anybody can make mistakes. But when you have embraced your goddessship or your godship, then you are going to walk accordingly. And you are not going to do things that you know going to backfire and put you in the same predicament that you're trying to get out of. You see, it's the same thing when our ancestors pass on and they become ancestors or spirit guides. Listen up. That means they have graduated here. They didn't come back. That means they graduated, they learned some lessons, and now they are here where they can help us. So yes, I venerate my ancestors. And there are some that come through that I have never met. But I feel such a great connection, and I'm grateful for them. Because guess what? The more we embrace, y'all, who we are, more and more and more, the more things we will see results pertaining to. There are some things that are going to make you uncomfortable. But how can you grow if you stay in a comfort place? In order for you to grow, you must come out of your comfort zone and you're going to elevate yourself. It's either you're going to elevate or you're going to just go backwards. You see, and that's totally up to you. It's totally up to you. But we all come here to learn lessons and to graduate. And when we do that, you will see yourself in a whole different way. People don't really understand change. Change can be very frightening. Change can be very dark. Change can be very agonizing sometimes. But when you embrace change, you embrace it, then you go with the flow. It's just like water. You ebb and you flow. But when you buck against the waves, guess what? It's going to either come crashing on you, you're going to drown, something going to happen. Because there's cause and effect for everything. There's cause and effect for everything. Hey, Becky. Glad to see you here. And so it is what we embrace. We as a people must come together and understand that in order for us to become one, we must first put aside the BS. Think of each other as us. I'm you and you're me. If I hurt, you should hurt. If you hurt, then I should feel your pain. And we are supposed to help one another in the same process. I'm going to be all over the place, guys. I know that I'm going here and here and here and there, but this is why they've been getting on me tonight to hurry up and do something, do a video, but it wasn't what I thought it was going to be about. What I swear I was going to come on here about, spirit has shifted. Okay. Hey, sister. Oh, you are so welcome. You are so welcome. And that reading was on point. I loved it. The connection. And see, this is what's happening. Spirit is bringing people together to connect. Your vibe attracts your tribe. There's some people that are for you, and there's some people that are not. And you have to embrace each and every time. If you realize someone is not for you, even if you like their character, but you realize they weren't for you, let them go. You see, it's for a reason. However, y'all, one of the things, again, that spirit and the mother has just been speaking to me about is to really take responsibility for our own actions and consulting spirit or counsel before we do things. Let me see. Oh, thank you so much. I'm glad you made it. I'm glad you made it. Mastering life. And so, before I keep on going, any questions anybody have? Boom, that's right. Any questions anybody have before I go in any deeper? Again, I want to thank you guys for the readings. I want to thank you guys for liking, sharing, subscribing. I want to thank you guys for all the products that you have been getting. I am humbly grateful. I mean, humbly grateful. I'm going to say again, if you didn't hear before, please continue to use Etsy for the products because something's going on with the Square and the shipping. So please continue to use Etsy. And you can book your readings on through the website, but it's blocking the psychic readings. Go figure. But people are being able to purchase the deceased loved ones. But everybody knows to just contact me and get to me. You said, no, you don't what, Chris? They know how to contact me via email, or they just text me and let me know what's going on, and I'll give them a call back when they're having a problem with the psychic readings. You are learning the exact lesson right now, Becky. You are? Let me tell you. Oh, okay. She was saying she don't have any questions yet. Learning lessons, and I'm gonna tell y'all, I'm one of the people. She asked if Firewater is asking if we've seen the blood red moon yet. I've seen one before, but I haven't seen this one. But y'all, let me tell you, when you're learning lessons, when you see your own growth, it makes you have a sense of, it's just, I don't know what it is, but you feel it in here because you know how you would have reacted to a certain situation or circumstance before. But when you learn your lessons and you grow and you don't react the same way, then that's a lesson you've learned. And that's exactly what the mother has been dealing with me with. You know, this season, I'm completely different from what I have ever been in my whole life. And I'm showing gratitude to Source because when you have acknowledged yourself that you've grown, you see yourself in a whole different way. And it doesn't matter what anybody else says about it because you know your own convictions. You know where you've been. I was discussing with one of my clients about the time when me and my kids, we were living in hotels. We were basically homeless. And we were living in hotels and how we went from there to here. However, it was so many lessons that I had to learn in those particular times because I used to be very stubborn. Sometimes can still be, but I used to be very stubborn, very pig-headed, and I had to learn. I had to learn, you guys. And not that everything is always easy now, but it has gotten lighter. The energy, the frequency, the vibrations, everything has lifted because I have learned those life lessons. I have appreciated them. I have appreciated them. I have gravitated. I looked at myself and some of the things that I didn't want to particularly admit to. You know that shadow self where you don't want people to see certain things. But when you take that self and you go in and you embrace it and you acknowledge the things that you needed to change about self. Listen, it is a ugly thing, but it's beautiful too. It's beautiful too, because you don't want to go through life thinking the same way all the time. If you thought a certain way, it says when you was a child, you did childish things. When you become a man or woman, womb man, then you change your perception. You have to grow. In order for us to go and maneuver through life, we must grow. Okay, give me 1 second. Let's see. Yes. She said, the emotional balance is a growth I work on for my human side, but spiritually, I'm free. Yes. See, you can be free in one and still growing in the other. But when you come and you are balanced and everything is in unity and unified, that's when you take on your Godship. You see, because you think on a whole different level. And that comes with time. It's process, and we got to learn to trust the process. Yes. Listen, you got to control it. You got to control that 0 to 100, because you know why? When you get to a place, because see, when I was young, I was very hard-headed. You know, but learning to grow. There's some things that probably could still push us here. You know what I'm saying? You don't mess with our children and you don't mess with our money. So, you know, we can be as calm as we can. We can. You see, we can try. But those are some things. You don't mess with my children. I don't mean just my blood children. I mean my spiritual children, my tribe. You don't mess with them, and you don't mess with money. You see? And that's just real. You know, people think that when you become a spiritualist, then the ones that still got that Christendom mindset, they think when you become spiritual, then everything is just always love and light, and that's not true. We deal with things just like everybody else. We just know that we can go in, some of us, and we can write some stuff down, and we can light our candle. You see what I'm saying? We do our woosahs, but there's some things require a different kind of work. Ashe? Any questions right now, y'all? How y'all feeling these energies? How these energies been doing, y'all? I be up way late at night and I go hit the bed and I don't be wanting to get up real early, you know, because I'm up all night, but you know, it's the energies. If you have any questions, let me know. Okay, let's see. The spiritual community is getting hit right now, and it has everything to do with how they treat people. Your son said balance is needed. Ashe. Yes, it is very needed. Ashe. How do people go about healing the throat chakras? Oh, my daughter has a whole book on it. Listen, there's a book. If she gets in on here, she can type it in. I don't know if she's in here, but it's a book on chakra healings. But your throat chakra, it takes a lot of attention. It needs a lot of attention. How you can control it? You can't really control it. It's like this. Sometimes, and I want you to tell me if this is right, Becky. When you, how could I say it? When you don't want to speak some things that you need to speak, sometimes you must be silent. But there are some things that you hold your tongue on and you need to speak these things. When something affects you or bothers you, don't hold that in. There are times when you need to release something, and you can be led by spirit on how to say what you need to say. Okay, but you have to speak, and you need to get some blue. I say blue lapis lazuli or blue kyanite. What else? There's some other, like a lot of blue stones are really good, but it comes with balance. It comes with balance, and I hope my daughter is in here so she can give you the name of that book too. But when I was going through, when my throat chakra, I knew it wasn't stuck, but it was blocked. It was blocked. And I knew that there were times when I would hold my tongue. Yep. Yep. Okay, so then you know that was spirit. You knew that was spirit. So my advice to you, seek spirit, but the things that people have been doing to you, saying to you, and treating you all, making you feel some type of way, allow spirit to lead you on how to say what you need to say. Because I'm telling you that when you keep things bottled up inside the way that you do, when you break loose of that, a lot of things will come out of here that you might have should have said when you was a little calmer. So allow yourself to speak your truth without being apologetic. Unapologetically speak your truth, and do not allow people to just walk over you. You're a beautiful person, and you should be well respected. And if they cannot respect you, tell them where the door at and where it shouldn't hit them at. I noticed that since I started to study hoodoo, many people have walked away from me. How do I shift into putting the studies to work? Because it all lines up. Yes. Okay, so this is the deal right there. When people walk away because of listen, let them go. Let them go. Your spirituality is nobody business. And if they were only around you because you were a certain type of way, and you shift and changed and grew and embraced what felt natural to you, and they walk away, they ain't been for you. So let them go. The first thing I graduated from when I got out of Christendom was the gift of goodbye. The hell with you. That's how I used to say it. The hell with you. I don't care. I don't care. Because, and I'm going to tell you why. We give so much of ourselves to people. We do. We give ourselves so much to people. We give so much thought into what people think about us. But when it comes to them, you might be the last person on their mind. The hell with them. Let them go. Your job is not to make people understand who you are and why you do what you do. Your job is to learn your lessons, graduate, learn some more, because we are forever learning. Forever learning. And you embrace who you are. Our ancestors practiced hoodoo and voodoo and different things like that. But because they were indoctrinated, and a lot of people, they twist things. They twist things. Let me see. I know this is okay. It becomes a bit challenging when it involves close. Oh, yes. Thank you so much. I'll do that. Listen, Becky, yes, those are the ones. But let me explain something to you. Blood is said to be closer than water. But look at all the water. Water is, first of all, the conduit of spirit. But you look at all the water that surrounds you when it comes to people that are not actually blood, who will take you as you are. It is nothing to me to see that a lot of times the first ones to annihilate you are family members. And they do that because you change and you begin to grow. You see? And then well, who's that person? Oh, I remember her. Man, that ain't nobody but Leah from back in the day. That's Leah. But she has grown. So when they don't want to accept you for who you are becoming to be, put them right there. Family going to always be family. But sometimes the mother is bringing you into another kind of family. Sad, but true. Sad, but true. And you begin to connect with people outside of the blood relatives. And you begin to see sisters that are just like your real blood sister. And they don't have any relation. But that's what tribe family does. Firewater said the energies have her drained and she needs some sun, and they're blocking the sun out of the not just, well, come on down. Come on down. Because you get plenty sun here. Come on down. Maybe you need to come on down just for a little while until August when you come down for good. But let's see. Yes, they did, especially in the Baptist church. Yep. Let me tell y'all, I was in Presbyterian church, a Baptist church, non-denomination, holiness, Pentecostal, you name it. You name it. And the one thing that you see the most is a lot of people with a bunch of bags, spiritual bags, coming in there and supposed to leave it at the feet at the altar for Jesus to get it, and then go back home and the baggage still there. They take it right back home. That's one of the most things that you see in that sector where you're supposed to go, and that's supposed to be the hospital, right? But you go there, and if you're an empath, you walk out there with everybody's stuff that you just picked up because you're carrying it. You see? Because as spiritualists, we got to know our gifts. And if you are an empath, you can pick up people's things and it can be so heavy on you. And you walking out of there with stuff you know you didn't go in there with. And see, and that's why in spirituality, we got to do a lot of cleansing. We got to do a lot of cleansing because even here, we still pick up on people's things. We still see things. You see what I'm saying? We still can carry it. You see? Because that's one of the things we can carry. People's you can tell people's burden. You can carry people's burdens when they got pain going on. I can't tell you how many times I done had lower back pain, stomach pain, nothing wrong with me, but people pulling on you, and you just gravitating on people things. They're just coming over to you. You got to know how to cleanse yourself. Spiritual baths, you do sage cleansings, you try to do the chakra healings. You just, everything you can possibly do, you got to cleanse yourself. Put them candles in the bathroom. Get your spiritual bath on. Just release things. And when it goes down the drain, you give that water intent. When those things go down the drain, you tell it, and you shall not return. Whatever has been released, pain, pressure, whatever, release. When it goes down the drain, let it go. But we must learn to do that. People want us to think that we must live a certain type of way. If it's not this way, then it's not right. When you do something that you know is going to be repercussions pertaining to you, then you already know what you're doing, if it's right or wrong. You already know. And when people come along and they try to persuade you to do things that you know it doesn't feel right here, it's completely up to you. Let me see. So remember this. Your gifts will always make room for you. Always. No matter what it is. You don't got to push your way. You don't got to pressure yourself. You don't got to make people believe in what you believe in, or make people see what you're trying to show them. You give it to them as advice, and then you leave it there because you just planted a seed. So you know what's the saying? One plant the seed, one water the seed, and spirit, God, the goddess, gives the increase. But that's on the spiritual connotation. You got to put that seed in the ground and bury it and leave it there. I can guarantee you, by the time they begin, some of them, when they get those lessons that you've been trying to tell them about, either they're going to tell you you were right, or they're going to keep it to themselves because they dare tell you that you were right about something. And we deal with that all the time. Anybody got any questions? Y'all, I'm going to try to get better with coming on here. Sometimes I just get to a place where I'm like, I don't know if I want to get on, or, I'm going to get better. I will get better because I do have a goal to get our channel to the 1,000 subscribers, not just to get monetized, but I like to reach, more and more people. Anybody have any more questions? Or even a comment? Oh, which question? Where are you? How do I shift into putting the studies to work? Because it's all lined up. Okay, I know. Now, when you talk about how you put your studies to work, are you talking about for your own personal life, or are you talking about working with people? Shed a little light for me on that one. I'm just giving her a little bit of time to write in the comments, guys. Okay, for your personal. Okay, so what you would do is, first, I would see which area, what are you most comfortable when you're studying, when you're doing hoodoo or whatever the case may be, what gravitates to you more? And see, that's why, and where's your Neptune? Y'all, we have to get our natals, because it comes with a divine science on why we came back here and what we came back here to also do. And so when you learn those things too, your astrology and your numerology on your personal self, it kind of segues into showing you what you came back here to do. And you got to see what makes you comfortable. Do you like working with herbs, Chris? Do herbs make you feel? Okay, so community speaking. So this is what you do. Do you gravitate to the younger people, or do you like do you communicate more better with the elderly? Well, good, because herbs are good. So start learning as much as you can pertaining to herbs and what they do, because you may see, you have to see if it's more of the herbalist type of thing that you like to do. Healing, herbs for healing, making teas, stuff like that. When I am a actual Capricorn. And I know I came back here to deal with ancestors. Capricorns come, they're more earth type, and they come to deal with ancestors. So if that's where your Neptune is, you got to be dealing with your ancestors more. Yes, it is mandatory. Um, it gives you sort of like a blueprint. And don't get me wrong, when you begin, you like the youth. Okay, so I see youth, I see community outreach, working with teens. More so, I think you and young adults, teens and young adults. Okay, so you can try to start getting something going on in the community and getting people to come out, just trying to see where people needs are. I know a lot of people that they would go and just get like toiletries, different things like that, take them to homeless shelters and different things like that, just to, give back into doing things with the community. But if you're a speaker, if you're more of a speaker type, then maybe you should start where your passion is when it comes to a certain topic or certain sector of things. Like when you're talking about young adults and teens, is it like more like how could I say it? Do you have it where you want to do like classes for them, or stuff like that on how to appreciate one another, different things like that you can come up with for community speaking. You see what I'm saying? And you'll be surprised, because if you are out there and you're trying to help them, trust me, they'll support you. Mine is in Sag as well. And so you already know that deals with the metaphysical. When it's in Sag, it's dealing with the metaphysical more so. So Priestess said, she was telling us to get, some of us, when we talk about the goddess classes and stuff like that. And so we all got into UMS, which is the University of Metaphysical Sciences. And I made a 93 on my first exam. But, they have different electives, but it's so important to know about if you gravitate to herbs like me. I do my herb work with candles and different things like that. I love it. I love it. I love putting things together. Like when I do my candles, it depends on what my clients are, what you guys ask for. When you ask for a prosperity candle, I put those herbs in there for prosperity and protection and different things like that. Or when it's a protection candle, I put those ones in there. And it's different kinds for everything, but you speak your intentions and stuff like that. So if you like herbs, definitely study on them. I never wanted to be at the front line. I just hit the hell out of myself. I'm going to enroll in you. Okay, so she told you about it too, didn't she? Definitely do it. And they got the long term and they got the short term, but it is so much information. So much information. Well, fire water, Miss Lady. I already told you. So we'll talk again on some stuff. I love her energy too. That's my big sister. And I hope y'all told her congratulations. She just had her birthday. I hope she don't kill me for saying that on here, but she just had a birthday on the 16th. So make sure. My daughter had her birthday on the 17th. And that was my father's birthday as well. So just if you guys haven't been on her channel, just send her a happy belated birthday. She'll appreciate that. Definitely get into the classes because I'm telling you, what she wants to do is so beautiful, and it will connect so many of us when it comes to these goddess courses. And we as women and goddesses, we already face a lot of stuff out here amongst one another. So we must happy belated solar day for your goddess. Thank you for saying that. She must be didn't get on here. They went in to look at a house in Georgia, and she might drive about 4 or 5 hours maybe, and they went out there to take a look at it, and she hadn't got back yet. So I know if she's not on her phone, she probably doesn't even know I'm on here right now. I told her I was going to come on here. But thank you for saying happy belated solar day for her. So happy solar return. And anybody got anything else you want to ask or say on here? Oh gosh, let me tell you, when you get kicked out groups and stuff like that, oh well, oh well. See, the more yeah, so do I, and that's why my Pluto was in Libra and deals with my op, because I must be able to balance, and I really do like dark. I do, and again, black dark does not mean evil, because I have seen a lot of people that they pretend like they practice love and light, and they are some of the most nastiest people you could ever meet. And so it doesn't mean evil, guys. Dark does not necessarily mean evil, but they have put that on there to put you in a certain sector so that you think, oh, well, if she's doing dark stuff, then she's doing evil. No, it is in the heart of the practitioner. So you can practice light all day, but if your heart is not right, then what are you doing? Sending out some mixed signals to the universe, basically. There's duality in everything. There's dualities. Related to the She has not come up with it yet completely. I think she's waiting for most of us, to finish some of the things that we're doing. So she hasn't come up with a syllabus or anything yet, or how we're going to do it. I think she wants to get all of her ducks in a row first, then she'll let us know too. But as far as UMS, if you've been tugging towards it, it's a lot of information here, guys. And so I do say join and try to get your courses down. Get all of the knowledge that you can, because knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. But be quick to the cutting cord ritual. Why not just scripted? Miss Love and Light. Huh? How do we balance the divine feminine and masculine energy? Oh my gosh. There's a lot of ways that you can, but I can promise you this way is what I had to do. When you need to balance them, you first acknowledge which one is more dominant, because you have to put yourself in the place where you can shift. She said you took her question. So you have to be in a place where you know how to shift your energy. If you realize that you're dominant, even though you're feminine, but you operate more with the masculine energy, you have to know how to cut back on some of that and allow your feminine energy to flow through. You get some people that are extremely too feminine. Like it's just like they're too feminine. And that can be male or female. It can be a male that is very feminine, and it can be a female that is extremely, they are overtly feminine, overtly sexual, stuff like that. You got to know how to cut back some. You got to know how to pull back that energy. There's some people who are very feminine on the outside, but they are very masculine in nature. So everything they do, how they speak, how they react to situations and circumstances is more like how a man would approach a certain situation. When it comes to creating all of that stuff. I already told you. We are sister. I already told you. And so when you, to be honest, a lot of us carry on a more masculine nature sometimes when we have been burnt by men and we've been hurt. And so we take on, well, if you're going to be like that, I'm going to be like that too, and that's that. And we take on a hardness of masculinity. And so that feminine doesn't shine through because we have to keep our guards up, because we have to be on guard. We won't let our hearts get broken again. We're not going to let nobody come in here and do this to us again. And so we take on a masculine approach to everything. It shows up in your walk. It shows up in your talk. It shows up in your answers, how you treat people. And then when the feminine, and it's hard to be more feminine because now you have that, we think that is soft. Chris said, I've been too masculine, and I remember before getting into this path and telling my now husband I want to be more feminine. I told him I need to be watered and secure. Yes, because see, now when you walk into your feminine side, you're able to pull back from that masculine side of always protecting yourself. You can pull back some. And you can allow, when you're in a relationship, you can allow the man to be the more masculine, and you begin to, complement each other. But when you're single and you want to keep that guard up because you've been hurt, or you just don't want your heart broken, and you got trust issues, then what you do is you put up that masculine energy because it's a shield around us, because the feminine side of us needs to be hidden. But when you see where that becomes a problem, then you scale back a little bit on that masculine side and allow your feminine energy to flow through. And it's not really hard because we are feminine by nature. And you have to allow yourself, that nurturing side of you, to come through. You see? The sensual side of you, because being feminine is not necessarily always just sexual, because that can be a masculine, more of a masculine energy too, when you just overtly sexual all the time, you see? So you just got to know how to balance it like this. And when you see that feminine side, it's like this, and you notice it's coming out on certain things that you do, then you need to just scale back a little bit and come and just balance. That's all. It's not really hard. People make it hard because they don't understand that masculine and feminine energies are not sexualities. They're just energies. And energies can be transmuted and shifted and balanced. I started saying no more without doing what is needed and set healthy boundaries because my masculine does everything and look for no help. Yeah. And see, that's That's the masculine energy in most females. I'm going to do this on my own. Ain't nobody going to help me out because I'm tired of getting hurt. I'm tired of people lying to me and not keeping them words. And so we become more masculine in energy wise, because you can still be a very feminine woman on the outside and still very, very, very masculine. And see, let me tell you why you embrace the masculine side as well. The masculine side is the side is going to get stuff done. And that's the approach you take to it, to get things done. But the feminine side is more of the relaxed and laid back side. But you got to be able to balance that, because you see, you balance it. So true. I looked and dressed very feminine, but my attitude was very masculine because I was hurt. Yes, it's very true. That's why I walk with masculine energy to put up my boundaries. I'll let you get by this far. But if I let you all the way in, then you better do right. Because just like my mom used to tell, I don't know why she used to do this, but she used to tell guys that I date, and you better treat Leia right because she changed man like she changed drawers or underwear. I said, why would you do that? I said, why would you tell people that? And she'll be like, I didn't say underwear. I said skirts. I said, you did not say skirts. However, when you let people in, it's always touch and go. It's always a give or take. You see, if you see yourself giving and giving and giving more than you should, then you know that person is taking advantage of you. You need to scale back because they're using that feminine energy that you have. Because the masculine is going to say, that's enough. You see? That's that masculine energy. It's going to be like, no, that brick wall, that gate, that fence, that electric barbed wire you got, it comes out when it's that more of that masculine energy. It's to protect yourself. The feminine is more nurturing, more soft, more, not stupid, but just more motherly, more, let me see. Sometimes I rely more on my masculine side when it comes to running my business. Yes, listen, do that. I do too. Now, the difference with me is with my business, I have two sides. So like I have the product side and then I have where I do my readings. When I do my readings, it's more of the feminine energy because you can tap in better. But when it comes to like, okay, well, I know I need to do this and I need to do that, it's more masculine because it gets stuff done. That masculine energy gets stuff done. So just know how to balance that, Becky. When you need to run your business and you want to secure an area for your heart not to get broken, you put up that masculine energy. But when you are with your mate or not, or you just, then you be more of your feminine energy. Sometimes you can do that self-love and stuff like that for yourself. You see what I'm saying? And you can allow your feminine energy out for yourself. It's so true. With my feminine, I had to pull away from the sexual side and embrace the nature side of me, because I thought I needed sex to get attention. Low self. Well, you know what, Chris? I think a lot of us have went through that situation. And that's why there's a difference with sensuality and sexuality. And a lot of times we do think that's the part where, with the tension, and when you grow and you become more mature, that changes because then you get to see the aspect of that and what it causes. You see? But I think almost all of us, excuse my nose be itching, y'all. I think somebody must be talking about me. But it happens a lot when we haven't had certain sides of us nurtured. You see what I'm saying? And so we take that on as attention or love or something like that. However, and see, these are some of the things that you can be talking to the youth about, because I really believe, you say young adults and teens, but I really think it's more of the females that are going to be gravitating towards you when it comes to community type of stuff, and teaching them self-esteem, teaching them self-love, teaching them, how to grow into women. That's one of the areas that I see you going into and helping, because that's your way of giving back too. Anybody got any other questions or comments? Wow, the one thing the church screams about with women. And you know what? Let me tell you something. It's supposed to be a hospital there. You should never be afraid to talk about sex. Yeah, there's some things that might be TMI, with certain things, but you should be able to have conversations about sex and don't feel dirty. Don't feel nasty. Sex is natural. And half of them people in the ministry been having sex before they got saved and been jumping over the pews. They were having sex out there. So that's one thing you never should forget. If you did, yes, if you changed and if you were more of a whore when you were in the street and then you came into the church and you're not a whore no more, okay, that's different. Yeah, so you graduated from being a whore to being, But then when you do that, and then you got young people coming to you for advice because you act like you was never that whore, and now you was always, on Jesus juice, then you make them feel nasty. You make them feel like they can't come to you and talk to you, but then they're looking at you like an elder. Why can't I speak with you? Why? I mean, and you know what it does? It puts these young people in a spot to hush, only come to them when they want to, and keep everything balled up inside when it comes to stuff that they deal with on every day, stuff that they have issues with, and they don't want to talk to mom or dad. You see? We must embrace some of the things, all of the things that they told us in schools and ministries and everything, to tell us that we should run away from, are a lot of the things that we got to run to. It's a lot of things we got to run to. I remember one time a young lady felt so disgusted because she had gotten pregnant, and then, they made her feel a certain type of way in Christendom. Don't do that. See, a lot of things that we were in there, people who have come into spirituality that used to be in Christendom, listen, remember how it made you feel. And when you begin to work with the youth and you begin to work with whoever spirit, as wherever you came back here to do, remember how those things made you feel, and don't do that. Because there are going to be some of you who people come to just because they look up to you, just because there's a certain type of vibe that you have that is drawing them to you. And yeah, even the Bible says, with love and kindness have I drawn thee. So remember that when people are coming to you and they're gravitated, and they are just attracted to what you come to the table with. Remember that. Remember how it made you feel when you felt like more beat up when you went home from Christendom from when you went in. Because everything that you do, you're going to go to hell for. Remember, as in life, so is in death as well. So whatever you came here with, whatever you came here to do, it is on you. It is all on you, and it is up to you. Let me see. Yes, Priestess said in her last video, we kill ourselves when we hold things inside. Yes, you do. Some things you got to speak on. Some things you have to allow yourself to release. Because when you hold all of that stuff inside of you, it's no good. It causes cancer. Cancer. See, what they don't tell you in Christendom. What they don't tell you in Christendom is this. Everything carries a frequency. Unforgiveness carries a frequency. And when you carry unforgiveness in your heart, in your body, in your spirit, in your soul, listen, it causes sickness in the body because you haven't released that. And yes, it does. And high blood pressure. Holding things in can cause cancer. Not speaking your truth and keeping things balled up inside can cause high blood pressure. Going into a state of depression. And when you get into this depression, you get these urges to eat. Can cause obesity. Eating too much of something that's not good for you can cause diabetes, sickness in the body, gout, whatever. Even heart attacks, strokes. It's even important to know your blood type. Because I don't care what nobody said. Listen, we used to be real big, me and my children, a lot of my kids, on chicken. Because it was supposed to be the more lean, the more lean meat, the more this and that. And it can be. The white meat, it can be very lean. But when you are a B blood type, there's a muscle in chicken called organic lectin. And that muscle can cause strokes in B blood type people. We have B blood type is like O is very rare, but B is like the nomads. And when you're AB, that B part of you has B, your B ancestors, the nomads, that can cause strokes. And listen, and not just strokes. If it's a lot of dark meat, if it's a lot of fried meat, it can go straight to your abdomen area. Since I have cut out meat, period, I have dropped so much weight. I still eat fish. You know, I'm a pescatarian, so I still eat fish, but I had to cut out meat. I learned one thing that was so important. It made me feel so much lighter. Beef is very heavy. It takes 72 hours to digest in your system. Pork, don't eat pork for 2 or 3 months and then eat a piece of pork and see how bad your head hurts and how your blood pressure just skyrockets. Yes, it's very important to know your blood type. There's a book. Let me see if I can find the cover on my phone, guys. I'm going to show you all the cover. But it's by Dr. Diadamo, if I'm not mistaken. It's probably not by him. But you can look up the blood type diet on Google. But I'm going to show you this book. And I want you guys to get it. Find out your blood types. It's very important. Let me see if I can find it real quick for you guys. I should have it here. Yes. Let me know if you guys can see this. It is by it's by Dr. Peter J.D. Adamo. And that's A-D-A-M-O. D. Adamo. Yes. Eat right for your blood type. And listen, eBay, I think I bought that on eBay for like $5 maybe. It might have been $5. And it might have went up some because it's in high demand now, but it's a good, but it tells you what is beneficial for your blood type, what is okay that you eat, and what is not beneficial at all. So many things that I've been eating that was not really beneficial for me. And I still have a hard time with some of it, some conch and clam and stuff like that. I love clams. I love conch. But listen, I have not been able to eat crabs anymore. I have not been able to eat shrimp anymore, especially if it's fake shrimp. Those easy peel stuff, it makes me sick. And then, I had to think about that. As much as we love crabs, our people, and we love shrimps, they are bottom feeders. And when I got shifted and started getting bad allergic reactions to them, I didn't think twice about it. I knew they were calling me away from eating them. Because then when you got too much iodine in your system, you start to get a allergic reaction. But I had some crabs. I made some crabs one night, and my kid, listen, it was so good. We put beer in it, everything. Listen, by the time I ate almost probably over a dozen of crabs, my face I had looked like a blow up fish. My lips was this big. My son had to go and get some prescribed Benadryl from one of our neighbors. She's highly allergic to seafood, and it put me out, but it didn't close my throat up as much as I thought it was going to do. I had to stop eating one of my favorite things in the world, crabs. And I had to stop eating shrimps because it started making me sick. So it goes with the process. A black brother, Dr. Frederick Burton, recommend that book. Oh, he did. Okay, well, I'm not the only one then. Listen, we had an herbalist in our family. His name was Tom. And one time, before I knew what my blood type was, he was telling us, about the wheat bread and how it's very for the B blood type wheat. The bread is very spongy and it doesn't benefit you to eat it and stuff like that. I was like, that man talking about you. I'm eating my chicken and da 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 da. Oh, I learned. When I found out my blood type, I cut out all of it. Try to go back to trying beef again. Can't do it. Made me sick. So it tells you something about the body. If y'all don't know about the 42 laws of Ma'at, listen, and even though it's more laws to Ma'at, but the 42 laws of Ma'at, it tells us, and I'm not knocking anything because I know a lot of my spiritual family, a lot of them still are into eating beef and pork and different things like that, I don't knock nobody for anything. But one of the 42 laws of Ma'at, it tells us not to harm animals. But if you realize they didn't put that law in the 10 commandments, they put everything else in the 10 commandments. So out of 42, you only take 10. It was distorted. Everything, a lot of our sciences, a lot of it. There's so many things that when you look at the 42 laws of Ma'at, and the Kemet, Kemet is our ancestors. Those were our people. No matter what anybody tried to say, the Kemetic were our people. And they were one with nature. Oh, yes. Listen, those people were in tune with nature. When you looked at the animal, you looked at it as we are one. That's why even in some of the other countries, when they go, if they're still into meats and stuff like that, they love on their animal and then they slaughter them. It's a different in the meat. A lot of people in America in this corporation, they strangle those chickens. And have you seen some of the videos on how they do those animals? Crabs are I love crabs. I'm telling you, I love crabs. And then I can't eat them no more. Okay, let's see. I took my body through shock last year and went straight vegan. I had to go back and now I am eating fish again. When I shocked my body, my fibroids grew more. When you shocked your body, you said your fibroids grew more. Certain foods can cause mucus, and yes, certain foods can cause mucus and inflammation. And so you got to take turmeric capsules will help with the inflammation. You can take some activated charcoal pills that removes heavy metals out of your body. And it does it through waste. So, but it's still a good thing. It keeps you from getting continuously bloating and stuff like that. So activated charcoal pills is good. Spirulina is good. Liquid chlorophyll. What else? Let's think. I'm burning a client candle and the flame is literally out of the candle. I guess that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Needs to get some more clients, but let's see. We have to deep internal body cleanse more often now. Instead of every season, I do a deep cleanse every month. I wasn't taking my herbs for the balance. Left a lot of things out. Yeah, well, there's nothing wrong with starting back again. Let me see. Senna pods are good for detoxing the colon. Oh, senna pods. I heard that. There's a lot of things you can do to cleanse. And let me tell you, if you're don't like pills a lot, let me tell you something else. Get yourself a picture. You get two pictures. Get a picture of water with lemon, lime, and oranges. And you can do a cleanse with that. And you can put a little dash of cayenne pepper in there. And you let it sit and you drink it like a tea. And then because lemons have a natural antibacteria, you want to switch it out after a couple of days and change the water. Change the fruit, the citrus in it. So it's a citrus cleanse. And then when you don't want to do the citrus cleanse, you can get another pitcher of water, get cucumbers, cut them up in not too thin and not too thick slices. And you put fresh mint in there and you let that sit for a little while and you drink that. It's so refreshing. And it's another way of cleansing and adding flavor to the water. Because a lot of people think, oh, water is too boring. But our bodies need water. And in this season, we need to be drinking a lot more water. A lot of our people have not been drinking water. You go to Coke, you go to Pepsi, you go to Dr. Pepper, you go to orange juice and all kind of stuff. Water. Our body is calling for water. Sis, you need to take Wombazyme. It's make enzymes for my fibroid shrunk. I got my last. Okay, she was telling Who was talking about the fibroids? Or you were telling Chris? Where can I get that? Okay, yeah, let her tell it, because the fibroids, and you know what a lot of people told me? One young lady told me she took Alka-Seltzer and her fibroids went down. She used to look like she was pregnant because hers would bloat her. And she said something about Alka-Seltzer. I don't think that's safe. So I would definitely listen to what Firewater is saying. Cape Aloes is good too. Cape Aloes, yes. And lipoic acid too. And you can Google some of these things. Lipoic acid is pretty good. Some of these vitamins, they like how asparagus with women, it comes back when you smell the scent through your urine when you eat asparagus. Some of the vitamins will be the same way, but it's actually bringing your body through a cleansing system. And then what you do is you uptake your water. Anybody got any other questions or any comments? Okay. And is that the Cape Aloes? Is that the one she can find on Amazon? Cenopods and Cape Aloes. Okay. Yes, we got to really take care of ourselves, guys. We have to take care of our bodies. And again, a lot of things that we were accustomed to do, even by our family members, a lot of them left the earth even early because, some of the stuff we eat is poison. Cape Aloes. Okay. Anybody else got any questions or any comments, any concerns? Let me know. So I'm asking you guys to help me get these videos out and share them so that we can please continue to like, share, subscribe, and get people to do the same as well. Because I would like to get us to a place where we are connecting on not just a spiritual level, but even coming together as people. Even if we have little workshops, or just like some people in some of my soul tribe and spiritual children, we just had like a little retreat the beginning of last month, and I would like to do more of that. Now, I'm not saying I want 1,000 members just to have a big old huge retreat with 1,000 people, but who was supposed to come will come. But I want to do a lot more of those, and getting people together, and not just for networking, but for to encourage our spiritual community and reflect, get some healing done, get some words spoken over our lives. A lot of people, they like that type of thing, but it takes a certain frequency. It takes a certain group of people that will embrace one another and come together and find that kind of unity. It is one of my goals. It's late. We up in the Ms. Royal Divine Club. Look at you. Yes, it is 2:00 in the morning. So I need something like that. Please let me know, Wayne. Yes, we need to do it. I mean, we really need to. What I want to do is A lot of you have my email. If you have it, it's Ms. Royal at Ms. Royal, the Divine Oracle.com. Let me say it again. Ms. Royal at Ms. Royal, the Divine Oracle.com. What you can do is you can email me, and then I'll put you in like as my phone or whatever, and we can try to start to schedule some stuff. Not right now, but I'm not saying right now, but I want it to come together where people are being able to, if you want to come, if we want to fly out somewhere, you can save up and we can do this or do that or whatever the case may be. But we do need to connect for, especially us women. Lupus and dissolve my one of my fibroids. I used to suffer with cramps, etc. Just so always. Okay, she's talking to Chris. Yes, please do, sweetie. Okay, let me know it's you. And it is something that we do need to do and get together. A lot of issues going on with finances, and it's because of some of the situations that have been going on. But I'm telling you guys, I'm going to speak tonight into the ethers that everybody's finances is going to come in divine alignment with where it should be. I speak that in the name of our primordial mothers, that every one of our finances, any blockage, any hindrance, any setbacks on your money, I decree and declare this hour that it is removed. Any stagnation going on with your earnings, with your wealth, with your promotions, or whatever the case may be, I decree and declare this hour that spirit begins to remove every obstacle, remove every hindrance, remove every setback. Ashe, so mote it be. Yes. Ashe, so mote it be. And I also decree and declare that every crooked place be straight when it comes to the things that you want to do. I decree and declare that no weapons formed against us is going to prosper. And every tongue that rises against us in judgment, we shall and will condemn. I decree and declare this hour that our bodies begin to be healed from the inside out, and and every chakra is unblocked. I decree and declare that we begin to see the things that we need to see, and we embrace what we need to embrace, and we embrace our shadows. I decree and declare in this hour that everything our hands touch begins to be blessed and is blessed. I decree and declare this hour that everything we speak out of our mouths, we be glorifying and edifying to someone else to help build them and not curse them, but to build them up in the times of need. And I decree and declare this hour that we will begin to see each other as one. We will begin to move as one, speak as one. When one comes, then the other has to go. I decree and declare in this hour that we begin to balance our lives, our minds, our bodies, and our spirits, that we begin to nurture ourselves and one another. I decree and declare in this hour that we will not fear. We will not fear the things that Spirit is telling us to do, the things that we see in our dreams and our visions. We will begin to get clarity on them. We will begin to write our things down. We will begin to journal. We will begin to grow as a people. We will begin to love one another like we want to be loved, share like we want to be shared. So I decree and declare in this hour that we as the people begin to grow, to nourish, to flourish, that we may see things the way that we need to see things in this hour. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. So mote it be. And also I speak in this hour. Somebody has a lot of chains, spiritual chains on their mind, on their mind. And I speak in this hour that those chains begin to fall away, and the things that you were running from in your mind space and your mind's eye, you begin to embrace it. You begin to see the things that you don't want to see. And I decree and declare in this hour that you will begin to get inner and overstanding of the things that spirit, that source has been showing you. Justice reigns on your behalf. Justice reigns on your behalf. And no matter what, people come and people go. People come and people are going to go. Receive that. People are going to come and they are going to go. Receive that. Because that's how it is. It's a cycle. Some people are not meant to stay with you. They come to get or give something and they're gone. And let them go when they go. I speak favor over everybody still on this line tonight. I speak favor. I speak favor on your lives. I speak favor like never before. Spirit said, ask, and you shall receive. But when you ask, do not waver and do not doubt. When you ask. And Spirit is telling me to tell somebody, stay the course. Stay the course. You've been wavering back and forth, back and forth. Stay the course. Stay the course. Spirit said, you asked me to show you something. And when I showed you, you didn't want to believe it. But I've shown you. When Spirit is showing us things, whatever Spirit is showing us, you look at that thing no matter how ugly it may seem. But Spirit don't lie. Spirit don't lie. And Spirit said, I showed you. Now it is up to you what you do with the information. But Spirit said, I've shown you. Ashe. And I hear Spirit also saying to somebody, stop procrastinating. Stop procrastinating. You know when you need to move. You know when you need to move. Stop procrastinating. Oh, and Spirit is saying, sometimes you got to wash your hands of people. Wash your hands of people. Wash your hands. and let them be. I bind the spirit of poverty and the poverty mindset. Because whatever we bind in the earth is bound in heaven. And whatever we loose in the earth is loosed in heaven, in the heavens. And I loose prosperity. I loose ultimate wealth, divine healing, health, and strength. I loose favor, justice. Spirit said, trust me. Trust me. You were going back and forth over and over. Trust me. There is a time and a place for all things. Like Solomon said, there's nothing new under the sun. When people come into you with the same thing and you already see through them now, you already see through them. And they can continue to come to you with the same thing over and over and over and over. But now that the blinders are off of your eyes, see what spirit, what source is showing you. Don't do this and don't do this. See it and trust spirit. Ah, Shale. You know, it's a scripture. Lean not to thine own understanding, but in all of thy ways acknowledge source, acknowledge spirit, and your steps shall and will be ordered. Let me tell you something. Priestess said she read her Bible. I read mine. Don't throw them away. The Psalms is the book of spells. Don't throw your Bibles away. You can go in there and get a lot of things to help manifest, to create whatever you need to do. But don't give it away and stand on it. Stay the course. Because the more enlightened you become, the more your eyes are open into spirituality, the more things spirit is showing you. Trust me, trust spirit. And you seeing what you need to see for a reason. It ain't no more people coming to you and they are wolves in sheep clothing. Your eyes are open. See who you need to see. See what spirit is showing you. And don't turn a blind eye to it, because it's an insult to spirit. When you go to spirit and you ask for spirit to show you things, and when spirit shows you, take it just like spirit is showing you, no matter what it is. You're seeing it for a reason. People hide things. Let me tell y'all something. People hide things. And when you in tune with spirit, with source, it don't matter what they show you. When you go to spirit and you say, show me this person. Why are they in my life? Why? Show me. And spirit show you stuff. Do not disrespect spirit. Listen, I'm going to tell y'all a story. It was a woman one time. Where she is now, I don't know. But she was married to a man. And they went through some issues in the marriage. And the man went out there and he was a freaking whoremonger. Messing with any type of woman you could possibly imagine. And she went to the leaders of their ministry. And they told her, that is your husband. Go back to your husband. And Spirit told her, do not go back to this man. Spirit said, I said, do not go back with him. Do not lay with him. Do not. She listened to the pastor before she listened to Spirit and got AIDS. Spirit shows you things because Spirit cares about your well-being. Don't ever think that if you are in tune with Source, that Source is going to lead you wrong, but it is up to you when you take the advice that Counsel or Spirit has shown you. Take the advice that you are being counseled on or Spirit has openly showed you because you ask. Take the advice. Because it's like this. You go in at your own risk after Source has shown you. See, even we as spiritualists, we can tell you whatever Spirit shows us for your life. And it is up to you at the end of the day to take that advice and use it or do your own thing. But there's repercussions for all things. And we must take responsibility. Don't say, Jesus, why you let that happen to me? Because one, Yeshua is the real name anyway. But however, it's your choice. That's where free will come out at. This woman got a tarot card and on it says, an oracle card, and it says, free will F you up. Because when you use free will, be careful with it. Because if you consult Source and you go against it because it's your free will, it's polarities. Cause and effect. There are cause and effect. So whatever you cause, look for the effect on it. When I consult Source about something, and I even think about going against what Spirit has shown me, you know what I hear in my head? Mystical, danger. Yes, danger. Because you know. You know. Anybody have any other questions or comments? Any other questions or comments? We'll be hitting 220. Before you know it, it's going to be 222. Again, I'm going to speak it again, guys. If you are purchasing products, please use the Etsy store, the Etsy shop. And if you are getting readings, if you cannot get the psychic readings through my website or the deceased loved one readings, just email me what you are looking to get done. I told Firewater that I was going to be obedient and I was going to utilize my gift, one of the gifts that I ran from a long time ago. And it is to track missing things or people. And I will not put that on the website. I may put it on the website, but I will not put a price for it because it is based on situation and it's a lot of energy to tap in and to track things or objects or people. And it is something that I ran from doing, but now I know why It's a gift that I have, and I will utilize it. I will utilize it. It is because it is a form of helping people. Well, you should let that beautiful hair show anyway. And no way them wigs. Just kidding. I snatch your wig. She is crazy, y'all. She got me laughing. But is there anything else anybody wants to say, or anything else anybody wants to comment on? I am going to try to do better, guys. I think I am going to do more lives because I do like the interaction. Every now and then I may just upload one. Depending on what Spirit is saying, I may just upload it and then put it out here for you guys. Try to not to keep it too long because, as you can see, we can go some hours, y'all. But I love the interaction. I love the way we interact with one another with the questions, and you all speaking to each other in the chat and helping one another. I love that. That is one of the things that I feel like we always need to do with one another. We always need to help one another and embrace one another, because my gift might not be yours, but when we come together, it's like this. It makes a whole. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a builder because I came back here for. So I'm a builder and I'm a leader. So I believe on, us coming together as one mind, one spirit. But if everyone's hearts and minds are clear, I am going to release the line. Before I do, is there anything else anybody wants to share or wants to ask? I'm going to work on my altar. It's the almost the witching altar at 3 a.m. And yes. So let's do that. Definitely. That is something I'm definitely going to be doing too. I'm working my altar now, my prosperity altar, my ancestor altar. I'm going to start symbolically packing up my altars because I'm trying to move, and it is something very important to me to respect my altars. I said this the last thing I'm going to do is pack up my altars. I packed up everything else. I mean, I got boxes and boxes and boxes of shoes, y'all. I need shoe therapy. I just I need to go into rehab for shoes. I love shoes. I got more shoes than I have clothes. I'm being honest. And it is what it is. So I'm going to release the line and let you guys have a beautiful, beautiful night. Until we meet again. Again, y'all know how to get in touch with me if you need to do anything. If you need to order anything, you know how to get in touch with me. Babalawi energy. I can give you a little bit of insight on Babalawi. And Babalawi can either heal or cause disease. The energy is very heavy, very strong. But if you embrace a relationship with them and you have any kind of sicknesses or diseases or any things like that, then you can request for healing through Babalawi. But it's a very strong energy. And so if you're drawn to Babalawi, then I would do as much studying and reading up on him as possible that you can get. And everybody got their different parakis or different stories when it comes to the Orishas, but it's what you are feeling in your spirit. Thank you as well, Becky. And you have a blissful night. And just, if you need me, you know how to get in touch with me. I don't see why you would need to be initiated for that, because you don't need to be initiated to work with the Orishas. That is a misconception. What people have been going around telling people. If you're going to be blessing any things, and you are going to be crowning people, then I would suggest you get an initiation so that you can crown people and stuff like that. However, you don't need to be initiated to work with them. And so if Baba Luau is one of the ones that you're drawn to, and you're drawn to, let me tell you, find out the offerings for Baba Luau. Find out the offerings. Get a time where you meet. You set up a place of an altar, but if you don't even have to do an altar, but you can set a candle, and you can try to initiate a relationship with that energy of Baba Luau. And trust me, if you have that type of thing going on where you're drawn to that particular Orisha, then you most likely would have a healing, like healing hands, or a healing type of what they call ministry, where you help people that are sick with diseases and a lot of outward, different diseases and stuff like that. You may be just in that sector of healing. You know what? Go on Tubular. Look up Tubular, and I believe it has an app as well, and put his name in the search engine. It's a lot of stuff up in there, because I got so many things on Papa Legba on in issue. Oh, that's really good. Listen, it's really good. It's really good. And herbs and everything. Some people, you are so welcome. You are so welcome. But try Tubular. And then Tumblr. I say Tubular. Tumblr. and see what they have on there. But when people deal with herbs, some people deal with herbs in different ways than others. But it's good to know a lot about the different herbs and what they can do. And a lot of people talk about go to school about it. But when I was talking about UMS, they have that as one of the electives, and it is so much good energy on a lot of it. So if you are led to do that, like our priestess Osset was saying, to go to UMS to get your metaphysical degrees or whatever the case may be, please do it. It's a lot of energy, y'all. Thanks you. I was just thinking about Papa Lake Buff with this filing corner in my neighborhood. Yes. Whew. Yes. But you know what? With you, sister, you coming up out of there. There's some things you can be able to help, and some things you ain't gonna be able to help. And as long as they keep all that shenanigans going on in that corner, it's gonna always be a place where it's just negative, just a bunch of negative energy. But definitely do that and see how that works. But I'll be happy when you get up out of there. For real, for real. Anybody else have any things they want to ask or speak of? Anybody else? It was, yes, I believe so. Well, you guys have a blissful day. Enjoy yourselves. Take time out for self. Enjoy your spiritual baths. Y'all, we are coming into a time where a lot of people are going to be doing a lot of dreaming. So I like amethyst to sleep with for my dreaming. And I also like angel light. But everybody get whatever agrees with you and try to see how that works with you. But I like angel light and I love amethyst. And start the journal. Continue to journal, guys. Yes, sister, it was a blessing. And I am going to end the live now. I'm going to release it. And y'all enjoy this morning and have a blissful one. Love you all. Love you. Ashe.